Good evening, all. This is 9 Yankee for Delta Golf, commencing another session of the DMR Caribbean Talk Group 969 net. Your net control is 9Y4 Delta Golf. Name is Dev, Delta, Echo, Victor. And this net meets weekly at 0000 hours Zulu or 8 p.m. local on Thursday evening. The purpose of the net is to reestablish the camaraderie among radio amateurs within the Caribbean and, of course, throughout the world. We invite all amateur radio operators to check in, be part of this net. The only control again is 9 Yankee for Delta Golf, and the name is Dev, Delta Echo Victor. Tonight's net it's going to have a little visual component to it. We're also streaming the net live on YouTube. A link has been posted on the DMR Caribbean chat. So, without further ado, I'm going to take a pause for the stations with any emergency or priority traffic. If you have any stations with emergency or priority traffic, please call now. Your net control again is 9Y4 Delta Golf, over. Nothing heard. If you have any stations on short time who will not be able to stay for the duration of the net, please call, over. Okay, look, but you know today no traffic. And if any station have an emergency, feel free to break in at any time. So the net recognizes Victor Echo 3 November Bravo India. If you have any stations on short time, please call. Nothing heard. I'm going to invite any further check-ins for the net now with or without traffic. Please give your call sign, or you can just key up your microphone, and I should pick up your call sign if my database is up to date. Your net control again is 9 Yankee for Delta Golf, and the name is Dev, Delta Echo Victor. Over. Okay, we'll take a couple check-ins before we start to go through the list. We got 9Y4 Charlie. Any others? Okay, we got you there, Roger. Thank you very much for coming up. Any other check-ins for the net? Please call. And net recognizes 9 Zulu 4 Delta Zulu. All right, so just a little reminder, there has been a link posted on the DMR Caribbean chat. That link, we are streaming live on YouTube. It promises to give you a much better visual experience in addition to the net. If you look at the YouTube link, you will have a lot of stuff coming up where we'll be explaining a lot of stuff that would require you to visit the YouTube link. Failure to do a live contact. The net is also being recorded and it will be posted on YouTube for post viewing. If anyone misses the net, at least they can derive the benefits of the net. So let's start from the top. 9Y4 Charlie. Good evening, Dexter. And how can we help you this evening? Over. 9Y4 Charlie, 9Y4 Delta Golf. Not too sure where Dexter went to. We'll move along. G73 Romeo, long time no hear there, Roger. Nice to hear you there. 9Y4 Delta Golf. How can we help you this evening? Over. Oh yeah, Stevenson, can't complain. Sorry, no, oh yeah, Roger, can't complain at all. Can't complain at all. So stick around for the net, and promises to be very, very interesting. There, Roger. So nice to hear in there. Do you have anything else there, Roger? J73 Romeo 9Y4 Delta Golf. Yeah, okay, all right. And like I said, we also streaming live, so there's a lot of information that will be on the YouTube channel there as well. So it's an audio visual experience here this evening, there, Roger. Thank you so much for coming up. And we move down the list. Stevenson, 9 Zulu 4 Delta Zulu. Good evening there, Stevenson. How can we help you this evening? There, over. Yeah, okay, there, Stevenson. Well, thank you so much for coming up, at least being part of this evening's net as well. Like I say here and there, I know how it is sometimes there. Once you're not trying to, not attempting to breastfeed your granddaughter, I have no problems at all with that, there, Stevenson. Over. Yeah, that's the intent. We have some stuff there that we need to share some information and whatnot. And of course, anybody needs to set up. Basically, we're going to look at the PGIF networks and various dashboards and other explanation on that as well. But rather than me talking you through it, we could actually display it there, Stevenson. So thank you very much for coming up and say hello to the family there for me via all your various video platforms, Stevenson. All right. Do you have anything else, Stevenson, before we move on? Over. Yeah, okay, certainly. All right. Thanks very much, Stevenson. I do stick around there. All right. Let me see if Dexter is back. The 9Y4 Charlie. You're back with us, Dexter? 9Y4 Delta Golf. Okay, not too sure what happened to Dexter there. All right, let's move along. Do we have any further check-ins? The control again is 9Y4 Delta Golf, and I just want to mention that this net is also being streamed live, also being streamed live on YouTube. A link has been posted on the DMR chat group. So anyone who might be interested, please look at it. It's promises to have quite a lot of information there for all. This is 9Y4 Delta Golf. Name is Dev Delta Echo Victor, and we invite further check-ins for the net without our traffic. Please call. Okay, Roy, great. Thank you very much there for coming up, and nice to have you on board. Welcome to DMR Caribbean on the Van Meister Network 969, or Group 969, Roy. And let's move on. Do we have any further check-ins without our traffic? Your net control again is 9Y4 Delta Golf, and the name is Dev Delta Echo Victor. There, over. All right, we got Sherwin in there. Good evening there, Sherwin. V3JL. Sherwin, I'm just going to take a couple of check-ins and then we'll come back to you if you don't mind there. So you got V3JL, Sherwin. Do you have any further check-ins for the net without our traffic? Please call over. Right, then we got Wilbert in there as well. KK5 Juliet. Good evening there, Wilbert. We're going to take a couple more check-ins and then we'll go down this list started with Sherwin there. Any further check-ins for the net without our traffic? Please call over. All right, and we got Noel checking in there as well. 9Y4X. Right, we'll go with these three check-ins. Victor Echo 3, Juliet Lima United. Sherwin. Good evening there. And again, I just want to remind all check-ins that we actually streaming live on YouTube. We streaming live on YouTube for the time being. There's nothing much, just the ID. And what we'll be doing in a short while, we'll be doing a little presentation there so the guys could have both audio and a visual experience. Additionally, the link is posted on the WhatsApp chat group on the DMR Caribbean. So good evening there, Sherwin. Nice to have you in there. And what can we do for you this evening? There, Sherwin. V3JLU 9Y4 Delta Golf. Over. Okay, fine business there, Sherwin. And not a problem. But check out the YouTube link there that is posted up on the WhatsApp chat. If you have access to it there. If not, the whole net will be posted on YouTube so you can see some of the other stuff that happened there. All right, moving on. And thanks for coming up there, Sherwin. Wilbert, KK5 Juliet. Good evening. How can we help you this evening now, Wilbert? Over. Okay there. KK5GG9Y4 Delta Golf returning. All right. Thank you very much for coming up there, Wilbert. And I know you're always a regular here on this net. Nice to have you on board as usual there. And like I said, there's a YouTube link on the chat. So please click on it and you'll see some stuff happening shortly. Let's see. Noel, 9Y4X3. Good evening. How can we help you this evening there, Noel? Over. That's all right there, Noel. Learning should cease only after you start looking at the roots of grass. Once you're between the grass and the sunshine, the learning should never cease there. Over. Okay, yeah, certainly, certainly. And of course, we're going to talk a little bit about one of the other groups and that have been established. Hope you saw the messages there. All right, I'll take one more rounds of check-ins before we start to go into the presentation mode. So just before I go further, do you have anything else, Noel, before we move on? Over. Okay. Are you looking at the YouTube link as well? Are you looking at the YouTube link there? Over? Okay, well, you should see the screen, the DMR Caribbean NEP, 25th April 2019. You should see that on the screen there. Alrighty. I hope that's what you're seeing there. Over. Okay, excellent. All right. Okay, thanks again there, Noel, for coming up. Just take another rounds of check-ins and then we'll move into the presentation stage. This is 9Y4 Delta Gulf. Name is Dev, Delta Echo Victor, and the DMR Caribbean Net, talk group 969 on the Bandmeister network. Do we have any further check-ins with outdoor traffic? Please call. Over. Okay, so we got a few in there. We got 9Y4 Alpha Tango. We got November 2 Alpha Mike Bravo. We got 9Y4 Delta Alpha. And we got a recheck from 9Y4 Charlie. So I'll go with the recheck first because we've been calling for Dexter and he hasn't responded. So I'm going to crave the indulgences of these three gentlemen and I'm going to swing it across the 9Y4 Charlie, who have been missing in action. So just want to make sure that you're still alive and well there, Dex. Over. Yeah, okay. See that you're listening on YouTube there, there, Dex. Could you tell me if you're getting both sides of the transmission? People who are checking in, I'm just going to confirm the audio. Checking in and also my audio. Are you hearing both sides of the QSO there? Over. Okay, well, we are supposed to be getting both sides. I'm seeing audio level. Is anybody hearing both sides of the conversation? Just want to check that there. This is 9Y4 Delta Golf. Anyone hearing both sides of the QSO there? Over. Okay, can understand why it is not. Nobody came up there. Anyhow, let me just go through this list and we'll see what gives. 9Y4 Alpha Tango. Good evening, Jeff, all the way from Thailand. Nice to hear in there. 9Y4 Alpha Tango, 9Y4 Delta Golf. Good. Let me see if I get it right. It's now 7:24 in Thailand. Am I correct, Jeff? 9Y4 Alpha Tango, 9Y4 Delta Golf. There over. Yeah, okay there, Jeff. Well, thanks very much for the audio report. Not too sure why the audio is not coming through. Anyhow, we'll look at that afterwards. All right. Thanks very much for coming up, Jeff, and stick around. Look at the YouTube link as well, and it should prove to be pretty educational there. Thanks again there, Jeff. So let's take it across to November 2 Alpha Mike Bravo. Alwyn, good evening, and what can we do for you this evening there, Alwyn? Over. You okay there, Alwyn? Thank you very much for coming up. And we just lost you for a couple seconds there. Not too sure what happened there, but you came up back quite nicely there, Alwyn. So thanks very much for coming up there. November 12 for Mike Bravo, 9Y4 Delta Golf, and we switch across down to 9Y4 Delta Alpha. Dave. Good evening there, Dave. What can we do for you this evening there? Over. Okay, and we got Brahmi in there as well, 904 Juliet Alpha Golf. Thanks very much, there, Dave, for coming up there with that. Brahmi, just hold on 1 minute. I just want to mute our phone here, and I'll be back with you there, Brahmi. 904 Juliet Alpha Golf. Just hang in there, Brahmi, over. Okay, this is again 9Y4 Delta Golf, and let's see if we can pick up Brahmi now. Sorry about that there, Brahmi, and thank you very much for waiting around. 904 Juliet Alpha Golf, 9Y4 Delta Golf. Over.
That is a little too hot. That you'll order the rest. Well, yeah, well, you know, there's hardly speaks in his mic. So, like that, nothing, but it's nice. It's sounding good, yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. I had to work a little rush to get your audio into the system there now. So I think everybody should be hearing everybody else now are there, Brahmi, and I apologize for that. Little glitch there, already meters indicating that audio was going through, apparently it was not. So no problem there at all there, Brahmi, and thanks very much for coming up and being part of the network here this evening. Right, it's 8:30. I'm going to take a little pause, and we're going to go into our little presentation mode. If I can figure out how to get this thing off the screen. Right. So one of the things that I would like to do is to first, for those of you all who are on YouTube, would actually be able to see some of the stuff that we're doing here. Recently, we have set up another DMR Caribbean group. And I should say the reason for that is because this present service from Badmeister does not allow any form of transcoding or connectivity. And, so one of the things I'd like to do is to show the hams how we can connect. First thing I'll do is to show you how we can connect your hotspot to the TGIF network. And it's going to be very, very easy. Let me just bring up this dashboard here. So let's say I am going into my dashboard. I'm just going to just have it loaded up here. So what I'm doing is just load up the dashboard and right. So when you log into your PyStar, this is what you should get. Of course, this is another talk group here right now. Right, so this is what you should get. Now, of course, you will go to your configuration, which is at the top right hand there. There's a little lag between the audio and, of course, what's on YouTube. Slight lag. And what I want you to do is on your DMR radio, go into that section that says DMR Gateway. Well, DMR Master. The very first setting there is DMR Master. So you click down, and one of the settings there is TGIF Network. So if you click on that, TGIF Network, of course, you can apply changes, and that will save it. Of course, using the Raspberry Pi Zero, it's pretty slow. Not as fast as if you're using what you may call it, the Raspberry Pi 3B, or even faster would be the 3B Plus. And once you go into the TGIF network, you will now be able well, it's still saving. If you look at it, it's still saving. So this is 9Y4 Delta Golf. I'll take a little pause here. Okay, it's now about getting ready. And we should be logged into the TGIF network. I'll pause. I'll just reset a bit. Right. And you should see, if I look here now, you should see the TGIF network highlighted as my DMR master. And all you simply do is using your radio, go to talk group 969, and you should be on the TGIF network. Now, the nice thing about the TGIF network is its dashboard. It has a pretty nice dashboard. To get to the dashboard, I just simply type, let me just bring this up. To get to it, all you simply type is tgif.network. This is how, it's a common theory, I don't know why it's capitalized in TGIF network, will get you onto the TGIF dashboard. So let's type that in here now. I'll just minimize the screen. And we're going to type in exactly that, tgif.network. And this brings up a pretty amazing network. Let's just look at the talk groups. It has a whole set of talk groups, as you can see. And if I were to look at talk group 969, it's listed there, right there. You will see DMR Caribbean is highlighted with is there. DMR Caribbean is there, 969. So it has a whole set of talk group. It's its own network. Getting to be probably as big as Badmeister in time to come. So this is the TGIF network. But what I like about it is the active talkers list. You see all the talk groups that are active at this time. And if I look, you should see DMR Caribbean. Oh, no, we're not on that right now, so it won't show. But you'll see all the people who are transmitting there. You can look at all the last third, as usual, and all the people who are transmitting. So like I said, to access the TGIF dashboard, it's simply tgif.network. I'll take a little pause for any station that may wish to ask a little question or so. This is 954 Delta Gulf, and now your audio should be coming through via the YouTube channel. Anybody with any questions on the presentation thus far, please call 954 Delta Gulf. Okay, so we got J69 Delta Sierra, who is doing two things. In one there, Franz, you check it in, and I'm not too sure if you have any questions, Franz. So I'll pass it to you, J69 Delta Sierra, 954 Delta Golf. Over.
I was just checking in. We just been working the shack, so we're having this man. But you're on your real hard, man. You're about 50% lower than everybody else. It's kind of overhot, all your words, but not all as well, man. You carry on, Smacky. We are just listening here whilst we do some other things in the shack at the same time. If anything, we'll jump in for sure.
Okay, Franz. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm not using the regular microphone. I'll just back it down again. 1, 2. Yeah, using another mic here on the computer that I use for training. Anyhow, right now the DMR gain is all the way down, minus 25 dBs there. Thanks for that there, Franz. Thanks for the update. All right. Okay, moving on. Do you have anybody with any questions with the presentation thus far? Please go over. Nothing good. And as you can see in the active talkers list there, let me just go back here to the active talkers. As time progresses, you would be able to see, various people in the various chat groups, the various rooms, talk groups, switching back and forth there. All right. The other thing that we'd like to demonstrate is the dashboard for the Peanut app. Again, I do remember these things. There's the internet for that. So what I will do, and I'll just bring up this, if I want to go to the Peanut dashboard, I just simply Google Peanut dashboard. Okay, that's all I Google, Peanut dashboard. And that will allow me to find the Peanut dashboard. Simple as that. So I will simply minimize that, go in here and Google Peanut dashboard. Now the Peanut app is a very simple app that runs on your Android or your Windows device. And it allows you to connect to the TGIF network. So you see Peanut dashboard there. This is what comes up. Now, the reason why I did this is because it's a very powerful little tool. I could go onto the Peanut dashboard and I could do a search. I could see who is on 969. So by punching in 969 there, I see 9J69 Delta Sierra, 9Z4 Hotel Papa is on. Okay. We could also check to see which 9 Zulu is on and on which talk group. We have 9Z4 Hotel Papa on 969. It's a very nice little convenient search. I look for the 9Y. The 9Y4MG needs to upgrade his software, as you can see here. And of course, HS9YS is on reflector 520T, and HS9YS is also on the tie reflector here as well. So somebody should let Arnold know that he needs to upgrade his, because he is running the Android version 1.51. Of course, they up to 1.55. So if Arnold is looking, you need to upgrade your Android software, buddy. That's important. So this is basically some of the things that we like to show before we ask for further check-ins. Sorry, do we have anybody wishing any clarification on what has been presented thus far? This is 9Y for Delta Golf. Over. Nothing heard. Nothing heard. We'll take a little pause for any further check-ins. Do you have any further check-ins for the net with or without traffic? Please call over. Ibrahim, we're right ahead. Over.
All right, well, I think what I will do, I will install the peanut application on one of my laptops, because on the phone is, I don't know, because of the Apple, right? So I think I'll do it. I'll do peanut on my peanut for Windows. Over.
I strongly recommend that, buddy. And the new version that's out now is 2.07. 2.07 there. All right, thank you very much. Any further check-ins for the net with or without traffic? Please call over. Nothing heard. All right, so we will move on to some other little radio amateur news. So we saw how we could change our dashboard to operate on the TGIF network. We saw how we could log into the TGIF network and look at the various, monitor the activity. After you put your hotspot on TGIF, I see Franz is on DMR Caribbean 969. There's Franz there. And also we saw how we could use the Peanut dashboard to see what is available. Moving on, we got some ham radio news. Those of us who are digital enthusiasts will realize that, let me just go to this one here. New, very spanking brand new mode called FT4 is going to be released. It has been released. It has been, just to let you know what it is. Joe Taylor, that's the same guy who wrote WXJT-X, has announced a new digital mode, FT4, which is 2.5 times faster than FT8. So I guess that means a transmission will take 15 over 2.5, usual transmission is 15 seconds. So 15 over 2.5, that is 150 over 25, which is 6 seconds. That is pretty fast. So I guess around might be 6 seconds. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Or maybe we might need less back and forth to confirm the QSO. They say FT4 is an experimental digital mode designed specifically for radio contestant. Like FT8, it uses fixed-length transmission, structured messages with formats optimized for minimal QSOs and strong forward error correction. The transmit-receive sequence are 6 seconds long. All right, that's still good. So it's 2.5 times faster than FT8. And and about the same speed as RTTY for radio contesting. FT4 can work with digital signals 10 dB weaker than needed for ET, by using much less bandwidth. FT4 message formats are the same as those in FT8 and encoded with the same 174.91 low density parity check code. Transmissions last for 4.48 seconds compared with 12.64 for FT8. The modulation uses 4-tone frequency shift gain at approximately 23.4 baud, with tones separated by the baud rate. The occupied bandwidth, containing 99% of the transmitted power, is 90 Hertz. Now, one of the things that they're doing is that this is actually going to be released in another post I saw next Monday, April 29th. So stay tuned, and the website that you will access it is at physics.princeton.edu. That's the usual website where you download it, W6JT-X. It's anticipated that it's going to be a beta maybe until about June or July, when they're expecting to do the first release of FT4, the first official non-beta release. So that's something that I am seriously looking forward to. Let me look at a little bit of solar propagation. And we're seeing here that 80 and 40 meters, pretty good in the day and night time, but everything else is pretty poor. So that's a little note. Let me just go back here now. I'll take a little pause for anybody with questions or any further check-ins. Please call 954 Delta Golf. Yeah, Franz, go right ahead. Over.
No, I thought something had happened because I lost your audio, so I just keep to make sure my radio is still on.
Well, you said you lost my audio there. Over.
Yeah, I lost you for a second. I'm not too sure what happened, so I just touched your radio to make sure it was actually still on. And when you're time, I have my radio sitting there and I'm thinking it's on, and it's just like on.
Okay, all right. Do you have any questions or comments or anything to add there, Franz? J69 Delta Zulu, Delta Sierra, 954 Delta Golf, over.
Nothing to add. We did listen to it, watching it before, so the inquiry is suggested. And I remember, so I think the date was, let me see, when is the 27th? Saturday. Something like that. That's what they said. So we'll see how it works out though. But yeah, man. Well, anyway, with FT4, I think the next one is FT1. That's the one where you turn on your computer and leave it alone. And so turn on your radio for you, make the contact, log the contact, turn off your radio, turn off the computer. When you come back, you just find out your log for the proposal to LTW yourself.
Well, I wouldn't bother with FT4. I'll just wait for that one. That one fit in my lifestyle perfectly, dear friends. Alrighty, thank you very much for coming up there. There is something that, let me just take a little pause, if anybody has any further check-ins, please call over. All right.
Kilo, 2 Lima.
Okay, so we got Kilo 2 Lima. Any further check-ins? Please call over. Okay, nothing heard. Kilo 2 Lima, 9Y4 Delta Golf, net control for the DMR Caribbean net. How can we help you this evening? There, over.
Good evening, and thanks to all. Thank you for taking my call on the net. My name is Mark. I used to be Whiskey Alpha 2 Delta Italy Yankee. As you and I have talked before, I built a hotel in Togo. And I'm hearing the net very loud and clear. I'm using an Anytone D878 and with a hotspot. And I have a very nice Zoom spot, and I'm using that in a hardened structure. And that's all I got. Back to you, 914 Delta Golf. This is Kilo Kilo 2 Lima. Back to you.
Oh, great meeting you again there, Mark. Yeah, we chatted many, many times. If you had, I had to check up, look at the ID to see that your name is Mark. But had you said WA2, do it yourself, I would have known exactly who I'm speaking to. Thank you very much for coming up there, Mark. And I should also mention that this net is actually being recorded and we live on also YouTube there. So when we posted it up, afterwards you could just do a search for my name and you should see or DMR Caribbean, just do a search for DMR Caribbean on YouTube and you should find the net and some of the contents. Try to do an audio visual experience. So it's the net plus stuff that we can actually demonstrate and rather than trying to imagine and whatnot DMR. So thank you very much for coming up, and I'll take one more from you before we move along DMR. Whiskey up, sorry. I'm going to use your old call sign. Kilo Kilo 2 Lima, 9Y4 Delta Golf. Anything else DMR? Okay, nothing heard. Nothing heard. All right, let's move along. There is something else that we had presented a little while ago, and it was the state of our hobby. I wonder if that is state of your hobby. Yes, here are the results. The QRZ did a little thing on the state of our hobby. State of hobby results, and it was very interesting, and I presented it at one of our local nets, and I will give you a little example of some of the questions and the responses. So this is what the base was like. 3786 persons were surveyed. I think there was a map showing the demographics. This was the various survey modalities on Discord, Twitter, and so on. The demographics in terms of age. And as you realize that we old people, tend to be the modal class. And this is where the survey was taken from. It's pretty interesting. For as ham radio operators, it's important we understand, where we came from and, what is the status of our hobby. And if we need to adapt or change, how we could go about doing that. This is basically the US extra, realize was 53% of the survey. We have Canadian, UK, and so on. This is US extra, US general. So the extra class was 53%. So some pretty seasoned guys there. This is somebody, okay, so how many weeks have you been studying for your licensing tests and so on? Let me just drop. See that this is a digital voice mode. Well, this is interesting. What common areas of amateur radio tests are most worrisome to you? Of course, you realize that people have some problems with electrical components and radio wave characteristics and so on. If you look at some of these topics, of course, on the YouTube video, I won't pause too long. On the YouTube video, you can always pause it and look at the questions and so on. These are some of the questions. What encourage you to participate? What are some of the things how did you get interested in radio? And I was surprised to see that shortwave listed is still very much there. Emergency communication is second, public service, and the list goes on. So you can do this on YouTube at your own time. Right. How many years we've been licensed? This is basically that there. What I'm really trying to get at is a survey done on digital voice. Oh yeah, what areas of radio do you enjoy? The XN and digital mode seem to be number 2 on the list. Antenna design and construction, rag chewing, HF rag chewing, and you can see the responses from the various respondents. This is 9Y4 Delta Golf for the DMR Caribbean net. I'll take a little pause for any further check-ins. So anybody with any comments or questions, please call 9Y4 Delta Golf. Over. Nothing heard. So we move on with the little survey. And this question was, what was this question? Oh, on which bands do you frequently operate? And 40 meters seems to be just barely edging out 2 meters and 20 meters and so on. 70 centimeters sport. Digital modes. Which digital mode do you frequently operate? Of course, FT8 wins by a mile. 1502 respondents as opposed to 1106 for PSK 31. RITI is half of what, probably just a little more than half of FT8 and so on. Which voice mode do you operate frequently? SSB, DMR, Fusion, AM, D-Star. This is interesting. Which voice mode do you operate? In the digital voice, DMR seems to be 822, Fusion is 583, D-Star is 511, and P25 is 89. That's pretty interesting. CW statistics. All right. So that's, in a nutshell, some of the stuff that were questioned and asked and that sort of good stuff. Right, so this is 9Y4 Delta Golf, inviting for the check-ins or anybody with any questions or comments, please call 9 Yankee 4 Delta Golf. Okay, nothing heard. We just have about 2 minutes left for the net, or probably just about 1 minute left for the net. So I'll take a little recap, do a little recap of all the stations who have checked in. We had starting the ball rolling was Victor Echo 3, November Bravo India, Anup. Then we had 9Y4 Charlie, J73 Romeo, 9Z4 Delta Zulu, Whiskey Delta 4, Echo India Bravo, Roy, Victor Echo 3, Juliet Lima United, Sherwin, Kilo 5, Juliet Wilbert. Then we had 9Y4 X-Ray, Noel, 9Y4 Alpha Tango, all the way from Thailand, Jeff. Then we had November 2, Alpha Mike Bravo, Alwyn. Then we had 9Y4 Delta Alpha, Dave, 9 Zulu 4, Juliet Alpha Gulf, J69 Delta Sierra, and we had Mark, bringing up the rear there, Kilo 2, Lima. This is 9Y4 Delta Golf. Do you have any further check-ins? This is a last-minute call for any further check-ins for the DMR Caribbean Tour Group 969 on the Bandmeister network. This is 9 Yankee 4 Delta Golf. Any further check-ins, please go. Okay, nothing heard. We'd like to thank the 14 stations that came up and made this net possible. I certainly had fun being your net control here this evening. Hey, what is happening here? Yeah, I certainly had fun. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you all for making this net, like I said, possible. This is 9Y4 Delta Golf, now closing the net. and leaving this talk group 969 free for general amateur radio use. 7 trees all, have yourself a good night, and we're going to stop the broadcast shortly. 7 trees.